Well, it's no secret that healthcare costs in this country are spiraling out of control. Attorney Paul DeMore says that Americans are going abroad in search of medical care that they can't afford here at home. Can you tell us more about this? Because it seems sort of scary.
A little bit. We've been getting calls recently from folks who are having complications after having procedures done outside the United States.
And what sorts of procedures are we talking about, and where are they going?
Well, Mexico, a lot of times we're getting calls, although some are traveling to India, China, and places that far away.
It's amazing that you can travel that far away, get a medical procedure, and that's still less expensive than staying in the United States and doing it here.
Yeah, there's a number of reasons that healthcare costs in the United States are far outpace the healthcare costs in other countries. And you can learn more about that if you check out the article on our website. But setting that aside for the moment, what I wanted to do was today just talk to your viewers about whether or not this is a good or bad idea.
Right. So what are some of the risks with this medical tourism, as they're calling it?
Well, you've got communication barriers, firstly.
Okay.
You've got the potential for deregulation. In other words, we have a very strict regulatory process here in the United States with regard to whether you're getting good medication or banned medication or tainted medication. You will eventually have to get on a plane and fly home from wherever you are.
Right.
And after having some of these procedures, flying in and of itself can pose a risk. And of course, then you're going to get into a situation where you're in a foreign country. They have different bacteria and different bugs.
Got it. Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I mean, those are probably the top four that we're seeing there on the screen at this point. But this is not to say that this is always a bad idea, because there are now insurance companies that are actually health insurance companies that are paying their patients to have procedures outside the United States.
Really?
Yeah, it's it's an amazing thing. So it costs so much more. Let's just take a knee replacement, for example.
Right.
Pretty common procedure here in the United States. It can run around $40,000 when it's all said and done. Okay, with the hospital, the anesthesiologist, the stay, the rehab. You can get that done in Mexico, for example, for about $15,000.
Okay.
And so there's insurance companies out there that are now saying, hey, if you want to go to Mexico, we'll vetted the doctors, we've vetted the facility.
So in a scenario like that, can you trust the insurance company because they're saying they vetted it, they're gonna cover it?
It's like anything else. You do your due diligence, do your research. You got to make your own decisions. See if there's other people that have done it and gone. See if you can talk to them, because there's certain places, obviously. You know, there's certain academic centers here in the United States you'd prefer to go to over sort of middle of the nowhere places, right?
Yes.
So you know you're going to want to go to places like Hopkins, University of Maryland, or UCLA, or Mass General.
Right.
Well, there's other countries have academic centers like that too. You kind of want to find yourself in a place like that if you're going to do it.
So what else should people do before considering something like that? Just talking to people, doing their own research, maybe visiting beforehand before you do it.
Visiting beforehand may end up flipping the script on the cost savings, right?
That's true. Yeah.
But I would say just do your due diligence and make sure it's a procedure that. Oh, let me say this.
Yes.
That's a good question because I do want to talk about this. There are actually scenarios where they will fly your doctors to that location.
Really?
For the procedure. So work with your insurance company.
Wow.
First, always, if you have insurance, work with your insurance company. If you don't have insurance and you can't afford the procedure, then you really got to do your homework. Because if anything happens to you outside of this country, you're kind of up a creek. I mean, I can't help you.
Right, yeah, I know. That's what, so what should people do if they want to get in touch with you just to get more information? They can. You said you have a blog on your website.
Yeah, there'll be an article on the website, so visit the website. You'll see it under the recent blogs. We'll have an article that gives more information, and we'll have links to other articles where you can get even more information, or you can always call the office at 410-324-2000. We'll talk to you.
Really interesting stuff, especially to know that it might not be all bad, but do your due diligence and
do your homework. Could be good, could be real bad. Do your homework.
Not bad, real bad. Check that out. All right, thank you so much for being here. We'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.